Hey guys, what's up? This is James. How you all doing? And welcome back to my movie review videos. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of the greatest films ever made. And you guys know what movie it is, judging by the shirt that I'm wearing. That's right. I'm reviewing Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Now, Jaws is a 1975 suspenseful thriller horror film directed by Steven Spielberg, and it is based on a novel by Peter Benchley. It's based on a novel by the book of the same name by Peter Benchley. And this is the film adaptation, and I recently just watched it, and I'm going to review it. So let's talk about the story. So the story begins with a young woman named Chrissy Watkins, played by Susan Backlini. She went swimming. She basically went skinny dipping, which means swimming naked in the ocean of Amity Island. And then she was violently attacked and eaten by a great white shark. So when Chief Martin Brody heard that she was attacked by a shark, he wants to close down the beaches, but the mayor, Larry Vong, outrules him by saying it was just a boating accident. But as soon as the shark starts to eat more people, that's where he teams up with a shark scientist named Matt Hooper and a shark hunter named Quint, and they go on the Orca boat to hunt down the shark and save Amity Island. So the first time I watched this movie is when I was like 6 or 7 years old. I went to Blockbuster with my dad, and we saw like many of the movies are just like hanging on the shelves or sitting there, and then we saw the Jaws movies and we rented it. And when we watched it, what do we think? Of course, we all know what everyone says about Jaws. It's one of the greatest Steven Spielberg movies ever made. And still to this day, this movie is awesome. This movie is one of Steven Spielberg's greatest movies that he has ever made. I thought the characters in the movie were so likable. Chief Brody by Roy Scheider is amazing. He is the chief of police, and he just wants to keep everyone safe from the waters, from the shark attacks. He's so likable, and you basically root for him to like hunt down the shark and save Amity Island. Quint is the shark hunter. He's played by Robert Shaw. He's also a good character. I really like that he is like the shark hunter, that he would just like catch the shark, and he says like really great lines, like just by saying, get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing. And then you have Matt Hooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss. He is a shark expert, and he basically is one of Chief Brody's close friends in the movie. Like they got along very well, and I thought he was really good. Richard Dreyfuss was really good in this movie, and I like that he and Brody talked to the mayor, Larry Vong, played by Murray Hamilton, that they're trying to tell him that there's a great white shark on the loose, but then Larry Vong just basically outrules it. He just basically deny it. And then I love how Richard Dreyfuss's character says, I think you're going to ignore this particular problem until the shark swims up and bites you in the ass. And that was like one of my favorite quotes from him in this movie. And for Chief Brody, my favorite line from him is when he says, we're going to need a bigger boat. And what's really interesting about that line is that it wasn't from the script of the movie. It was actually from Roy Scheider himself when he sees the mechanical shark in front of him during filmmaking. And as for Quint, I really like that he tends to like hunt down the shark, and he just wants to kill him for himself. And when these three were on the Orca to hunt down the shark, they would just like shoot the shark. They would just put barriers on it. And I love the scene like where they're at night. They were singing this song, the "Show me the way to go home, home, home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed." Come on, sing with me.
Show me the way to go home, home, home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and I got right to my head.
Yeah, that was a very iconic song for these three. So let's talk about the side characters. So the side characters we got is Brody's wife, Ellen Brody, played by Lorraine Gary. She is the wife of Martin, and she is the mother of Michael and Sean, which, Brody and Ellen had two sons, Mike and Sean. Mike is technically the oldest child, while Sean is the youngest, and they're basically children in this movie. So nothing really too big on these two characters, other than they're just basically are the children of Martin and Helen. So the mayor, Vaughn, this guy right here, he just denies everything about the shark attacks. He just is just basically this political man in Amity Island, just denying everything, that he says that everything is just a boating accident. No fin, no sharks. And I'm like, bro, like, are you not listening to Brody, or even not listening to Matt Hooper? Like, wake up, man. So yeah, Murray Hamilton and Lorraine Gary were really good in their roles in this movie. They did a fantastic job. I really love those characters. And now it's time to talk about the deaths. The deaths in this movie, there is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deaths of people in this movie. The one death that really scared me the most in this movie, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me, and I'm sure everyone knows which death I'm talking about, is the death of Chrissy Watkins. That scene alone in the opening of this movie scares the living shit out of me. Excuse my language, guys. It just scares me, the fact that when she goes night swimming, she goes skinny dipping in the water, when this man that she was having a relationship with passes out. She was having a wonderful time until the shark grabbed her, and then she was being dragged around, and then she was like screaming bloody murder. And I could not even watch this part, even like when I knew something like this was going to happen. My heart was pounding so hard, so fast, because I know what exactly was going to happen to this woman. She was dragged and eaten by the shark, and this guy, what's his name? I think his name was Tom. He doesn't even hear Chrissy screaming because he's drunk, and he basically passes out when he tries to catch up to her when they're about to go night swimming. That scene alone scares the daylights out of me, and it really does scare the audience when this movie first came out. And Susan Baglini did an iconic job of making this scene one of the most terrifying, not only one of the most iconic openings, but one of the most like scariest openings and deaths I have ever seen in a movie. The other deaths we got in this movie, the second victim is Alex Kintner. He was like on the beach. He was on this like little like yellow float thing, which it kind of looks like not really a surfboard or anything, but it's a little similar to that. And then he got eaten by the shark. And then you got to see Ben Gardner, which we don't really see his death, but you do see the jump scare when Matt Hooper and Chief Brody saw his boats in the middle of nowhere at night. And when Matt Hooper goes in the water, he saws the shark's tooth, his head pops out, and it scares the crap out of him. It scared me too when I first saw it. I was just like, holy crap. I was just like, oh my God. And then you got like other deaths. You got like the rowboat guy when the shark enters the pond. When he was on the rowboat, he was like, hey guys, are you three okay over there? And I was just like, they're not going to be okay, because you know that the shark is right behind you. He's going to knock your boat down and he's going to eat you. And basically he did. And then you got the death of Quint by the end of the movie, is when Matt Hooper escapes from the shark, when he was in the shark cage, the shark jumps on the orca boat, and then Quint met his death when the shark grabbed him by the legs, and then he starts like biting him, and he was like spitting blood out of his mouth. And I was just like, ugh. And because the fact that the movie is rated PG was just crazy, because back then PG-13 did not exist until like 1984 or 5, I guess. So props for this movie for being a PG movie, and it got away with the violence, and especially with Chrissy Watkins swimming nude. But let's talk about the ending. Now, we all know how the movie ends. You know, Chief Brody puts an air tank in the shark's mouth. He basically has Quint's shotgun as the boat was sinking. He fights the shark, and then he shot the air tank in the shark's mouth, and he says, "Smile, you son of a..." And then he pulls the trigger, and then it blew up, instantly killing the shark. Blow up!
You son of a...
So iconic, and John Williams' theme song is perfect, fantastic. And then the movie ends with Chief Brody and Matt Hooper leaving the shore after the shark is dead, and they swim back to Amity Island and they live happily ever after. So there's nothing negative I can say about this movie other than like the film is iconic, and still to this day the movie really holds up for being one of the greatest summer blockbuster films of all time. So sorry for lip syncing. So yeah, I really love this movie. This is so good. I highly recommend this to every fan of Steven Spielberg. And if you really love shark movies, trust me, there's some good shark movies, and there's a lot of like couple really bad ones, but they will never ever beat Jaws, because Jaws is a classic, and this still holds up as being one of the best movies ever made in the entire world. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Steven Spielberg's Jaws, unlike my other movie reviews, I'm going to give this movie a strong 10 out of 10. This movie is awesome. I love this movie. This is a great film. I highly recommend it to everyone who has not seen this movie. If you have not seen this movie, go watch it. It's really good. This is actually one of the best movies that Steven Spielberg has ever made in his life, and is one of the greatest summer blockbuster films, and nobody dislikes it. So please go check it out. So folks, that's my review for Steven Spielberg's Jaws. What did you guys think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. I will love to hear it. If you really do enjoy my channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on the notifications. And I want to say thank you so much for finally giving me up to 123 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys, you supporting me, and I support you guys. You guys are awesome, and I'm really happy that you guys are still patient with me when I'm making future videos. Don't worry, I'm still gonna make future videos soon. Just got to be really patient. I'm gonna do my best to make more videos. So hope you guys enjoy my review for the movie Jaws, and stay tuned for the next video that I'm going to be doing a comic book review for Wolverine Get Mystique, since Deadpool and Wolverine, aka Deadpool 3, is coming. So hope you guys enjoy my review for Jaws. This is James Hernandez. Just by saying thank you so much for watching, and be sure to stay out of the water. So long, folks.